It is now time for a magic review, friends. That's right, we're going to jump in for a review of one card from Daniel, aka Danny Garcia, DG. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to drop those in the chat. Here we go. This is the trailer, and we're going to give you all the details as we go through this. So the effect of one card, if you are not familiar, is there's an envelope with a paperclip on it, and inside of that is a playing card. And of course, you're going to have someone think of a playing card. Now, Danny does this with a force here that you can see that he's doing where he goes across, has someone stop in the middle. We'll talk about that later because there is an area of cards and he's got a very clever way to do it. But the main thing I want you to realize here is the retention of vision of the card that you're seeing in the envelope the whole time. That's very important. When he opens up the envelope here, you're going to see that there is a card. Now he's going to show you the inside as he dumps out the card and showing them that the envelope is empty, only one card in there, and that card is the card that they named. So it is a one card prediction, and not only are you receiving the envelopes to do this, you're also going to receive a other thing, and we'll talk about that here in just a moment as well. But again, watch the retention here as he shows one card in there. And then just by opening it up and pouring it out, you can see now that there's nothing else inside of the envelope, and you are now showing them the card that they just thought of. So that is what one card is. And I'm now going to break down and show you a little bit about what you get when you purchase this from us. So that is a little bit of the trailer of one card. So any questions, feel free to go ahead and let them drop my way. Number one coming in, Danny's a legend. Love this. Just wonder if you can use any deck for the index so you can give away the card as a gift. Yes, you can absolutely give away the card at the end. And the cool thing is the card that you're seeing in the envelope can also be customized to be any back design that you want. So it is not a gimmicked card that you're revealing, and it can be used with different back designs as well. So you're not stuck with just a red back card, which is what you saw in the trailer there. The way he lands in the range is nice and goes back to Barry Richardson and further. So this is not a true equivoque. This is a wide range, and the index that you receive, and I'm not giving you any details here that you're not aware of already, because on the actual product page and in the ad copy, it talks about the index that you get. So you do receive an index, and the index holds up to 16 cards. So think about that, 16 cards. And this is what it looks like here. It's not going to show up too because it's black, but this is made with a material that is never going to break down on you. It's super thin. I think there's actually a photo here. There was one of showing it. It's about as thin as your credit card. Of course, this is without the cards inside of it, as you were going to end up doing. But there is a range of 16, and not only does he go over the range of the cards themselves, but also the colors of the cards, which is a clever ploy he's using with the colors of the paper clips with the envelope there. Let's see here. If the envelope is damaged, are these easy to get at a supply store? I believe so. And the nice thing is these are, the material feels like, I'm just going to grab my accessories here because you do receive the index inside the index packet here. You receive the accessories, which does include some of these envelopes in here. I believe you get 6. So that way, if you wanted to make up 3 different sets, because you receive 6 envelopes, but it takes 2 in order for you to have 1 envelope to perform with. These feel very much like they are, I don't know if they're, I wouldn't say they're tear resistant, but they're very much, they're frosty. I don't want to say they're clear, they're frosty, which is what's nice about that retention where you see the card in there at the beginning. So it really shows the isolation of one card really being in the envelope for sure. Is there a perfect scenario where they name the actual card in the envelope with that? No. So if you wanted to, you probably could do that. But the way that he's got this worked out is what you're seeing in the envelope is a ploy so that once the card is removed from the envelope, you can then show the envelope empty at the end. So there's not really a card in the envelope because you get this nice display of an empty envelope at the end. So what you're seeing isn't really what you're seeing. It's an illusion. This is very cool. Is the index hard and stiff, giggity, or does it form to your leg? So when you receive it, it's very flexible. When you receive it and you start to place the cards inside, it will be a little stiff. However, you let this sit for like a day or an evening. Wake up the next day and you take the cards out and this will work itself in. So this is something that I don't even know the type of material that it's made out of, but it's not going to rip, it's not going to tear, it's waterproof as well. So there you go. Maybe Teflon, not terrible kind. These are terrible. You could tear these. You could tear the envelope, but so I know they're not Tyvek, but I like the frosted idea of this for sure. Let's see, looking for other questions here. That's a good question, Joshua. Confabulate? Yes, so you could totally use the system for other things to reveal. For instance, if you wanted to reveal confabulation, a piece of paper that's folded up inside, a business card, something that they can see inside of here that's isolated, and then you dump it out at the end, reveal the information 100%. So you could use the system for other things than just playing cards as well. So very good question. How difficult is this one? I wouldn't say it's very difficult at all. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say this is about a 3. The reason I say it's about a 3 is because you are getting something into play during the routine. So you need to have some basic palming skills. And I say basic first. You don't have to have basic palming skills. The other nice thing is there's a lot of misdirection going on that's built into the routine to make the things that you need to do easier to do, which I think is also worth noting here. Mr. Michael Dawkins, does the DG1 card require arts and crafts work? That's another question I have seen floating around a little bit, is the arts and crafts on this. So there is a little bit of arts and crafts. Now, take it from me, someone that hates doing that shit. This one's very easy. And I'm not going to tell you exactly what you're doing, but this is really no harder than taking 2 of these, doing a couple cuts, and just attaching this to another one. That's really all you're doing. So the arts and crafts is not hard, and it's not going to take you long. It's basic stuff that you are doing. And again, I think that's a good thing to not just have these pre-made, because let's say you get these and they're ready to go with a red deck, a red card, and you don't want to use red. Now this also opens up the option for you to use any other back designs or cards that you want, as we mentioned earlier, or any other type of thing that you want to reveal, like the confabulation, which someone mentioned earlier as well. Regal Monk, cannot wait to get mine. I'll be here tomorrow. Awesome sauce, man. Can't wait to hear what you think. So you can make it a billet and have 16 ounce, 100%. Can we do arts and crafts to not have it look like a playing card? Yes, absolutely. So 100%, what you're seeing in the envelope does not have to just look like a card. If you wanted to do a little arts and crafts, which you're gonna have to do anyway to make the envelopes, you could have what's in there is you could have your own business card, you could have a piece of paper, whatever you want to have in there, a piece of paper, you 100% can have that in the envelope for the reveal later. Is the index anything different from others? So super thin, which some of them are not, let's be honest. This one is also, I want to see if the material is actually mentioned on here. So it's a nylon, so it's RF-welded nylon, which I'm seeing right here. Just gonna get this out of the way. Rugged, seamless, built to last. So that's what the actual material is. Weatherproof, yes, even hurricane proof. And it is very slim. Right here, 1 millimeter profile. So it's a very slim index as well. This was actually co-designed with a former Nike senior product engineer, which is pretty damn cool that he was able to team up with someone like that. So if you want to have any other specific questions about the index, the size, feel free to ask, but there's not more I can really tell you about it. But again, this is the index here that you're looking at. Let's see, any other questions here? Let's see, Rich Picone, if you watch the instructions loop, which I did, by the way, where does Danny suggest the envelope starts prior to the trick? Can it all be set in the front pocket? He actually suggests keeping this just in his pocket in a wallet. It doesn't matter really where the envelope starts, but it can all be set in the front pocket. So if you wanted to have the index and your envelope in a pocket ready to go, yes, you 100% can do that. And that's the other nice thing. These are the only 2 things you need. So it's not 2 pockets. You don't need multiple pockets. You don't have multiple indexes. What you're looking at in this, go in a pocket and you are ready to go. So that's really nice because it keeps everything super slim for you out there. Let's see, how long is the instructional video? It's over an hour. I do know that. I don't have the exact time in front of me. I can look. I have the instructions literally up on another thing. Let's see, one card instructions. An hour, right at an hour and 15 minutes is what we're looking at for the instructions for one card. It's about an hour and 15 minutes for that. So there you go. Let's see, looking through these, want to make sure there's nothing else that I'm forgetting. You could totally use this with a quiver wallet. That's a great idea too. If you don't want to use the envelope, you don't have to. You could also use something like a quiver wallet to do the reveal at the end, for sure. Can it be used as a mystery card box? But yeah, so that's the whole idea with one card, is that not only is it a card that someone can name, get down to a thought of named card, but it can also be a signed card. So yes, thank you for the question on that. 100% yes, this can be also used as a ending for like a signed card routine. Ambitious card, whatever else you do where a card is signed, that card could then end up being inside of the envelope. So yes, good question. Absolutely, this can be used for a mystery box substitute for sure, which is cool. Let's see, using the quiver. Yep, it is a great idea for sure. And I also like the idea that someone just said, don't forget you can also use it as a mystery box substitute. So yes. Let's see, any other questions? Can you use it with card to wallet? Again, if you really wanted to have this in a wallet, you could totally have a wallet on the table, do something with a signed card or a thought of card, open up your wallet, show the envelope inside, dump out what's inside, and it is the signed card or the card they thought of. So you can definitely combine this with a card to wallet for sure. How would you compare this to decks? Honestly, no offense to anytime I say anything negative, it has nothing to do with the people. The people that created decks, it is not a personal attack. There's a reason we do not stock decks, because it is trash. It is bad. It does not stay together. It's an index that was supposed to be the best ever index that was created. Unfortunately, it was falling apart. A lot of people complained about the quality of it. So unfortunately, when it comes to something like that, I can't recommend the other, because that's another reason we don't stock it. It's because it's just not something we can stand behind. This, however, is nice. And if you really want to get down to the nitty gritty too, Don Juan has probably the best decks in the world out there. And Mr. Dawkins could say, I haven't seen his index yet, but I can tell you Dex was horrible. Unfortunately, again, that's not a dig at the people behind it, but I've heard this over and over and over again. So we do not stock it here for that reason. We don't stock things for you that are going to fall apart and be terrible. Rich Pacone also agrees Dex breaks apart. Man, it's just, and this is not going to break apart. This is just not. This is superior in every way, shape, or form. We also do stock the Cheetah indexes. Those are also better than the other index we were just talking about. Cheetah is the EDC also for Hungry and Hungover. We do also stock the Cheetah. We stock both of them. One of them is the 2-pocket index. The other one is the 1-pocket index. So if you're looking for a truly any name card index, definitely recommend the Cheetahs that we have here at the All Things Magic shop. But again, that's just the index itself. So there you go. You are very welcome, Theo. We'll always keep it straight here when we do these reviews. But when it comes to this one, there's definitely a lot to like about it. And if you have any other questions along the way, let me know, and then we'll skip on into the rest of the show. Can you show the index you referenced is the best? I missed what you referenced. Yeah, so 100% I'm happy to do that for you. So on the All Things Magic shop, these are the ones that we recommend 100%. 52 Cheetah is one of them. 52 Cheetah. Again, that is the one that's a single pocket index. If you're looking for one where you can use 2 pockets, Cheetah is the original version of this. And it's also slim, but it does use 2 pockets. They split it up into 2 pockets. And I believe I actually have a photo on the 52 Cheetah page. I don't have it, actually. But it might be in my review, because I did do a review of this. There it is. You can see right here, the index on one side is the 2-pocket version. In his right hand, our left. And in his other hand is the single pocket 52 Cheetah right there. So you can see just how thin that is for one deck in the hand closest to me, which would be his left hand, our right hand on the side. So this is the one that we definitely recommend if you're looking for a great index. 52 Cheetah or the original Cheetah is definitely the way to go. Yeah, so there you go. All right, one card. Let's see. I never got decks. Thanks for the info. Any other questions? Haven't seen that one myself, Billy. I'm not familiar with that one. I've heard about it, but I've not actually seen it myself. I know what you're talking about. And yes, Mint Box is a killer effect as well from Daniel Garcia, indeed. So there you go. That is pretty much one card in a nutshell. I did my best to try to break it down. But if there's anything I missed or that's obvious, feel free to ask as we continue on. So there you go. That is one card.